Hi, welcome to Marketing Monday. My name is Natalie Armstrong-Motin with Marketing Resolution, and today I want to talk about teaching strategically to grow intentionally. That's a good mocha. One of the practice building strategies that I regularly recommend to my mediator and arbitrator clients is public speaking and teaching. Not because it's flashy, not because it looks impressive on a resume, but because it's one of the most effective ways to build real relationships, establish credibility, and expand your visibility in a way that feels really authentic to the recipient. And when you teach at a CLE, speak on a panel, train a firm, present to an industry group, you're not just sharing information, you're creating proximity. You're demonstrating how you think, and you're allowing potential clients or potential sources of referral to experience you and your skills in real time. And we've all been to these panels where something is promised that is educational, and then the whole program is about theory. And it feels like a bit of a bait and switch. So I want you to think about public speaking or teaching as not just networking. It is. It's not just relationship building. It is. It's not just marketing. It is. It's not just authority building. It is. But the real power is in providing the attendees with something concrete, something actionable, something that they can use. And I think this is where I see a lot of my clients and our colleagues really miss the boat. So if you promise education, deliver education. When you speak at a CLE, a conference, a firm retreat, an industry event, whatever it might be, you're not just teaching, you are positioning yourself and your practice. And every presentation that you give is a live demonstration of how you think, how you work. And whether anyone says it out loud or not, your audience is, I promise you, asking one quiet question, and that is, would I trust this person with my case or with my client? And if your session is abstract, slide heavy, or motivational without method, that signals something. By the way, motivational is good, but if it's structured, specific, and actionable, that signals something else entirely. Our prospective clients really don't attend programs for inspiration or motivation alone. Most often, they attend for implementation. They want something that they can use in their next meeting, their next mediation, their next arbitration. So as the presenter, you need to design your speech or your presentation or your training accordingly. First, you want to replace general advice with specific frameworks. So an example would be, don't just tell them to, prepare your client for mediation. Yeah, we know that, but give us the hows. Instead, say something like, before mediation, schedule a 30-minute call and address 3 questions. What would what outcome would feel like progress? What must the other side understand about this case? What are you willing to trade to move this forward? Now, those kinds of questions, that kind of advice from you, that's concrete, that's usable, and that builds trust. Second, you want to design for the medium. So if you're in person, demonstrate how you facilitate. You could use short exercises, you could invite real examples, etc. But if you're online, you want to tighten everything up, shorter segments, clear transitions, direct prompts. If nobody writes anything down, after you've prompted them, if nobody drafts anything or decides something concrete during your session, you delivered information, not engagement. Third, we want to be sure that if you're online, you're using slides sparingly. If your slides are full of paragraphs, you're competing with yourself. Your audience is reading your slide instead of listening to what you have to say. So you want to use slides sparingly and only when they add value. A complex visual, a structured framework, something that's hard to explain verbally. Otherwise, speak directly. Attendees are there to assess your thinkings. And next, you want to be sure that you give them a tool. Every session should produce something tangible, a checklist, a preparation template, a decision framework, a script for difficult conversations. Awareness is useful, but output is persuasive. And that's what we're looking for. And finally, you want to be sure that you capture the asset that you've just created. So if you're speaking, ask for permission to record your presentation. Even 5 minutes explaining a framework can become a LinkedIn video, a YouTube video, a newsletter insight. It's proof of how you think, proof of how you work. And all of these can be used for future invitations so that you can really capitalize on the opportunities that come your way or the opportunities that you create for yourself for speaking and presenting. When you speak once, it should create multiple visibility touch points. Because when you teach with structure and intention, you do more than educate. You position yourself as the credible authority, the professional that people want to have in the mediation or arbitration room. And if you're serious about turning public speaking and teaching into deliberate growth strategies rather than occasional activities, that's exactly what we build inside the Goal Getter workshops for neutrals and attorneys. And these are not passive webinars, they are structured, interactive working sessions where you define your authority platform, you design practical presentations, you leave with tangible assets that you can immediately use to strengthen your visibility, your credibility, and your referral relationships. So if you're interested in the Goal Getter workshops and actually getting momentum, taking action, follow the link below and join one of our Goal Getter workshops. That is it for me on Marketing Monday. I hope your week is off to a great start. Take care. Be good humans. Bye-bye.